Age of Willful Ignorance. It's a piece I wrote, and I'll read that and I'll stop and pause and make some comments as I go on here. Willful ignorance brings about the wrath of God. After a conversation with our father this morning over a cup of coffee, his quote was its results. I was reflecting on how I and others have been teaching the message we have shared for over the last 46 years. I was wondering what the difference is today in comparison to 46 years ago. Back then, what is known today was not blatantly before our eyes and undeniable. Where we back then could have claimed some degree of ignorance, today is not the case. We've become willful ignorant, willful that you can't turn on the TV or read in the news or hear in day-by-day conversation what's going on in the world around you. To deny its truth is to be assure that the loss of once held liberties and freedoms. It's written that to know the truth, it would set us free. It's not as some have quoted it, the truth shall set you free. They leave out that word no. The truth could be right before your eyes, and yet if you didn't want to know it, its effect would not come about. We can't say that the truth isn't there. It's always been there. It's been people who didn't want to hear it and who wanted to hold on to something that once may have been, it now is was decaying because of neglect. It's because of this willful ignorance that I believe we are beginning to see God's wrath coming to this nation and this world. I beg you to open your eyes and wake from your sleep and see the truth, which once found, you would find the path to a freedom lost. If we don't, we will need this element of God's wrath, which, if understood to be His love for us, could, in a desperation, set us free from a world denial. I wrote that back in July the 17th, 2012. Now you get this accusation. I've been preaching this message about Christ and sharing with people for the last 46 years, and people say, especially when you feel like the approaching of the second coming is coming right now, and you feel you're closer now than ever before, and people say, come on Paul, you've been saying this for 46 years. Yeah, they have. There's a lot of things back then, many of them jumped the gun, and that's what turns people off. All these predictions of dates, that Jesus was coming on such and such a date, and then sure enough He doesn't come. And so people say, well, see, ever since the fathers fell asleep, the warning we give them from Peter, that in the last days scoffers will be walking after their own lust. Well, that too has been going on. I've known that verse back 46 years ago, and I've used that verse back then. You'll always have that element of those saying either He's not coming or that He's delaying His coming, because Jesus warned that an evil servant says He delays His coming. So you don't want to do either ignore it or say He delays His coming. From what the biblical record reveals is that His return is imminent, which could occur any moment. There's nothing to stop it. Our views and perspective. God has His timetable, And we won't know. Now, this is another verse people keep using like they say. No, it says in Scripture that we won't know the day or hour. Well, it also says, that day won't come upon you. You're not children of darkness. That you won't know. You'll know. In other words, what will I know? I won't know months in advance. I can know that it's near. But as far as the day and hour, I won't know until that day. And within the course of that day, that specific hour, then in that specific hours, moments before His coming, I'll know it. But you ain't going to have time to go out and call everybody and warn everybody. If they don't know Him by then, they won't know Him. It'll come sudden. It'll come sudden. The removal of the church and the beginning of this time of the Antichrist and tribulation period. That's how quick it'll be. So if you don't know, I'm not going to tell you to go off and wait for months in advance. You see that with people. They're told months in advance. Oh, on May 21st, Jesus is coming again. So everybody stops at 6 months in advance. Everybody just figure, well, I don't have to go to work anymore. I don't have to pay my bills anymore. Why do worry about anything? Jesus is coming. And they don't occupy. That was deliberately done, that we won't know the day or hour. And you will not, but then also go say you'll know it's near. And I also believe that that day and hour you'll know it. Like I said, within that day, say all of a sudden around 8 o'clock, you have this knowing, and then within seconds, minutes and seconds of that hour, you'll know. I mean, if you don't know His voice and you're not watching praying, you're just not going to know. So that's just some brief ideas. I'm trying out this camera here. So, I don't like to put myself out there, my face and my looks. I read people just hear the voice. Sometimes people say, "Oh God, he's getting old looking," or something like that, or "He's going bald. He's losing his teeth." No, don't reflect on my bald head. Don't reflect on my losing my teeth. Where I got wrinkles in my face. Face on the fact. What I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. So that's just a brief idea I put together on this tape.